I seen you were gonna work with King Von.
I mean, I met King Von the night he died.
You met him the night he died.
Yeah, the day he died.
Damn.
I met him that day in Saks. Yeah. He was telling me to come to the spot that he got killed at.
Damn.
I always felt like if I would have went, I would have stopped it. Cause I fuck with Quando, you know, and I was, you know, just met Von. I felt like I probably could have OG'd the situation, you know. I ain't go out that night.
Damn, man. And okay, so when you get the news, is that those are like the first thing that you think about?
That's
like,
the first thing I thought about when I got the news. I was supposed to be there.
Is there a reason why you didn't go?
I just ain't feel like going out, bro. I was like, man, I ain't going out. Cause I had just came back in town. I had my fit, everything. Just ain't go out, bro. Just ain't get them keys and go out.
You guys never really got a chance to work together.
Nah. No.
How'd you feel about the King Von documentary?
I didn't watch it, bro. I probably watched 10 minutes of it, and that's because my partner was watching it. He was over there watching it. He put it on the dashboard. We pull up to Lennox, and that was it. When he came back in the car, we ain't watch it after that. I ain't really get into it. I don't like to get into YouTube talking about murder. You know, because I know it'd be a lot of bullshit.
Well, they did a documentary on you.
Yeah.
How'd you feel about that one?
I ain't like it. I ain't like it. A lot of that shit be a lot of bullshit, bro. Like, people think they be knowing, but you don't know. You don't know. That's life. Nobody knows what somebody else did unless you were in the car. You did it.
And these documentaries, I mean, they get millions of views too,
bro,
man.
It's sad, bro. It's sad, bro. Like, you know, what they do to people, and people got kids, bro. People got kids. You don't even want to let your little girl look on YouTube. You know? They heartless, bro. They heartless, you know. I was thinking about going and do a documentary of the people who doing it and lie about them and their family on the documentary. I had started researching their kids' names, all kind of shit. My cousin was, man, don't get into all that shit, you know. I had a private investigator looking at his wife, you know. How would you like if I put a documentary of your wife, a doctor, who she go get checkups with? How would you like if I put your daughter's school and where she goes to school at on social media? And say I was just recording on your wife picking her up from school. What if I say that your friend who OD'd in college, you gave him the drugs? What if I say somebody saw you at the frat house leaving when he OD'd? And I have no proof of that. That's what you're doing to us. Because everybody done had people lose lives, everybody. What if you get tied into it over, because you make it seem so real how you tie it in. What if somebody did this to you and your family? See, that all they give a about is clicks. That's all they give a about, bro, is views. You know, so when somebody catch them and bat them in their face or knock their teeth out, the world should have no sympathy for them. No sympathy, because you're not looking at the big picture. You're not looking at the big picture, and that's all they do it for is likes. So somebody should bat them in their face, refigure out their nose, and put them on social media for what? likes. That's how it's supposed to go. But the world, the world different. They wouldn't be doing all this 90s, early 2000s. All this shit going on with them, they wouldn't be doing it. They wouldn't be making DVDs with this on it back in 2000 or the late 90s. It wouldn't have the nuts to do it because nobody could be seeing what will happen to them. Now everybody got a camera, what we are afraid of. They wouldn't have the nuts to do this.
Yeah, they get approached by the dude.
Yeah. Back in the early 2000s, so much shit happened and nothing got seen.
Right.
And they knew that. You were findable. It was the yellow pages. You were findable. People ran their cities. They doing it because what the world has turned into, bro. If this was back in the game, they wouldn't be doing this to people.
Yeah.
Especially people who you say done all this shit. You wouldn't think about it. You wouldn't think about it.
Well, I would kind of like to get into your story a little bit. We talked about it a little bit throughout the interview, but I kind of like to dive into it a little bit deeper, man. What was it like for you growing up, and in Baton Rouge, and going through the struggles?
Baton Rouge. I struggled as a kid, but it ain't feel like we struggled. When you from the hood, you don't really feel like you struggling, because you grateful for what you got. We was grateful. We was still smiling every day. You smile less when you got more. When you was a kid, you smile way more than you smile as an adult. We played every day, went places, went behind the levee. We always was smiling. Even when we was told no, man, your childhood is nothing like your childhood, man. As far as me, I'm gonna speak on me. We ain't have much, but we was always smiling. It was always something fun to do in the hood, bro. We made something out of nothing. It was where I'm from is 4 streets. That's my neighborhood. I'm from a section in South Baton Rouge, and it's 4 streets. And I had probably 7 aunties on each street. 4 streets in one project. So it's like a close-knit community. Basketball was my first love. I shoot that ball. Basketball was my first love, but I've been rapping since 9 years old. Even when I was playing ball, I could rap. I always wanted to be a rapper too. And when at one point I just became the best rapper in my project. Nobody could put me in.
What inspired you to rap?
Tupac. Not just Tupac, LL Cool J. I used to love the I'm Bad. All the rappers, man. When you from the ghetto, your rappers are your biggest role models, bro. Like everybody, you want to look like the rappers. You want the girls like the rappers. You want the cars, the chains. So, even to this day, the rappers was everything who you wanted to be. Like the people I respected was the drug dealers. The biggest drug dealers, the people I really respected, and because they look like the rappers too. But I respected how they would give to the old people and give to the kids, and how they had all the women and shit. Like, drug dealers and rappers, that's who That's what inspired me to win. You know, that's what inspired me to want money. I mean, I look at them and be like, I'm gonna be like that one day. I used to always say it. I used to tell a dope nigga, I'm gonna have more money than you. You know, so that's what they inspired me.
How old were you when you jumped off the porch?
Like hustling every day, 15, probably 15, 14. My daddy died when I was 13, finna be 14. So around that time, that's when I really, my mama put me out at like 15.
How did your dad passing away affect you? Were you guys close?
Yeah. That hurt me bad, bro. After that, it was no holds barred after that, man. I mean, I wasn't scared of nobody. Nobody could tell me nothing. All my uncles, you know, they drug dealers too. You know, so. And I wanted to help my mama, you know, I wanted to, even though my mama didn't agree with what I was doing. I mean, but I'm a hood baby. I'm raised in that's all I know is the hood. Like, you know, I was raised my daddy was a street. My mama come from a hood family. All of us was raised in the hood. So that was just part of my life. You know, as a kid, I saw it all, bro. I mean, I saw my first murder at probably 9.
You saw your first
You know,
murder at 9?
I saw guns my whole life, you know, I mean, weed in the air, I mean, selling dope. You know, my grandma's house was the block, you know, so my grandma's house was the block where everybody hung in front of and got money. Yeah.
Seeing your first murder at 9, man, how do you, how did that affect you? What'd your family say?
I mean, it just happened while we was outside. I mean, they ain't really say nothing. I can't say that I didn't get in trouble for it. I mean, dude just rolled by on the bike, called his name when he turned around, shot him, killed him.
Damn.
Then his homeboys went in his pockets.
Oh, man.
Yeah. And I never trusted them to went in his pocket. But I mean, I ain't getting in trouble for it. I mean, they had a dude grab me and pick me up and ran me to my grandmother's house. I was just happy to tell a story to my boys. It wasn't funny or nothing, but you know, I remember me telling the story and they sitting down like, hey, what happened? You know, it was like, I mean, hearing gunshots was normal, like where I'm from. Be like, you heard that? And we talking about something else, you know. But seeing it was kind of different, because where I'm from, everybody told guns, bro. Like, it's a fashion. You know, everybody told guns to protect themselves. When you from the trenches, everybody told guns, everybody selling drugs. Especially in that era, you know, the late 80s and 90s, you know. Money was out there, bro. Everybody was getting money.
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.